Hello and welcome back to another Pipedrive tutorial by iSales Solutions. I'm Matthew Salas, and today we'll be talking about merging duplicates in Pipedrive. When we're talking about merging duplicates, we're talking about being able to merge people, organizations, and deals. There are a number of different ways that duplicates can show up in Pipedrive, and we'll go through a list of them right now. We'll talk a little bit later on in the video about how we can merge those duplicates through a number of different methods and some potential challenges that you might face. To start things off, let's talk about probably the most common way that we get duplicates in the system, which is simply just user error. Whenever you go to create a new person, organization, deal, even lead in the system, many users will start typing and they might just quickly jump down to the next line. If you uh, you know, start typing and click away from the box you're currently on, by default, Pipedrive is going to assume that you want a new contact to be created in the system. Whereas if you see, you just wait a moment, you can see the drop down appears and you can click from a current contact so you don't accidentally create a duplicate that you might not want to. You can see here in this situation, Pipedrive highlights the fact that it's a potential duplicate and asks you to review if you do want to create a new person or not. So that is the primary way that we see a lot of duplicates entering into the system. Another kind of similar to that that has to do with each individual user is the fact that it could be caused by different visibility settings and direct contact sync. So to manage visibility settings for your company, if you're an admin, you'll go to the company settings section and then you can hit manage users. In this section here, that you're going to notice that if you're like say in an advanced account, what you'll typically have is just two groups. You'll have I think you just have one default group. If you're in the professional plan or up, you can have more, different groups. So let's say that again, you on the advanced plan, which a lot of Pipedrive users are, you only have one default group where you'd say, okay, I only want my users to be able to see stuff that they own and that they're followers of, or that they're part of the same group of, or the entire company, right? You can change those settings right here. So what I've seen a few times is that there might be contacts whose visibility settings were changed manually, or this visibility groups section was already updated by an admin, and the visibility settings don't allow regular users to be able to see other contacts that people have created. So if you're an admin looking into the system and you see that a lot of your users are creating the same person, check to see if maybe it's the visibility settings that are causing regular users not even to be able to see the potential duplicates. Apart from that as well, we talked about the contact sync very briefly. So typically, almost all my clients do not use the contact sync feature just because a lot of people receive a lot of scam in their inbox, and they don't want those scam or spam contacts making it into the CRM. So most clients don't use that. For the ones that do, we have sometimes noticed issues with duplicates. And again, that typically happens when it's a combination of the contact sync not being set up correctly and the visibility settings not being set up correctly as well. So that brings us just two more potential ways that we typically see duplicates show up in Pipedrive. The next one is importing, right? So importing, in my personal opinion, should typically only be done by either a Pipedrive consultant like me and my company, or a well-versed manager or boss of the company, right? What I've seen is that the times that we allow every single individual salesperson or user to import data into Pipedrive, especially if you have a company that relies a lot on different data and we got to make sure the system's clean, it's prone to user error, right? So one thing to think about is maybe only allow a few people in your company to import data into Pipedrive who really know what they're doing so that mistakes aren't made. One of the mistakes that can be made during the import process is this right here. By default, this option, merge data, should be chosen during the import process, and that's what we recommend. If you say create multiple records, even if you have lines in your spreadsheet that are exactly the same, or even if there's data in your spreadsheet that matches data that's already in Pipedrive, if you hit create multiple records, it will automatically create those duplicates. The final way that duplicates make it into Pipedrive, I've seen it a few times with some of my clients, is you might have somebody on your sales team that knows maybe a little bit of Zapier, maybe you worked with another consultant before, maybe you took a chance at Zapier yourself. Right. For those that don't know, Zapier is a automation tool that can connect different apps together. Well, what we've noticed is that sometimes people who are not super well versed in their, you know, um, being able to create automations in Pipedrive, will have the action steps for the automation to be just create organization in Pipedrive, create person in Pipedrive, create deal in Pipedrive. What we typically do, especially for organization in person, is we actually want to choose a different action or event, which is not create organization, but find organization. When you choose find organization and choose find person a little bit farther down, what you're able to do is at the bottom of it say, okay, find a person, say by the name, or what we typically recommend is email. And if you cannot find them in the system, then you check this box down here, create the organization if it doesn't exist. So I've actually typically seen that a lot in most cases when somebody might be working with a marketing firm to bring generate new leads for the sales team, and then the marketing firm sets up the integration through Zapier into Pipedrive, and they're not quite familiar with how Pipedrive works, so they would typically just go with the create organization instead of find or create. So those are all the ways that we typically see duplicates end up in the system. Let's talk about how you can solve it. First things first, I've had a lot of people come to me or reach out to me from companies that I work with and say, Matt, I can't even figure out where to merge, um, duplicates in Pipedrive. The first thing that you got to check is, are they a regular user or are they admin user? By default, only admin users have access to the ability to merge people, organizations, and deals in Pipedrive, right? So if we go to company settings, we hit manage users, and you see permission sets, right? Before we're in visibility settings, now we're in permission sets. By default, if we look at regular users, we're going to see that they do not, in most cases, have the ability to merge duplicate people, merge duplicate organizations. You have two options. You can either make them an admin, or if you would like anyone in your company to have the ability to merge duplicates, you can hit edit, and then you're able just to update the settings here, right? We allow them to merge duplicates, and we allow them to merge organizations and deals right down here as well, right? Um, so that's the first thing. The other thing that you can do is once they have the ability, you can go into a person, organization, or deal record itself. And once it loads here, you'll be able then to merge the duplicates just by going to the header section right here. I need that to go away. And hitting the three dots, and then now you can hit merge. And you're going to search for the other deal that you want to merge. In this case, we're in a deal file. And then you have to choose which values you want to preserve, right? Because what we're doing here is merging two records together, in this case a deal, and they might have varying information. A lot of times when you merge duplicates in Pipedrive, the data will just combine, and that's fine, right? You might have the emails, all emails, activities, notes, all of that will combine. And when you have some custom fields will combine well. But when you have stuff like the deal owner, the title, the value, the metadata about when the deal was created and updated and everything, you have to decide which values you want to keep, right? So you do that, and then you're gonna hit merge, right? And one more time you hit merge after you preview, and you're good, right? You can do that from any record in Pipedrive. You can do that from deals, you can do that from people, and you can do it from organizations. As far as I know, for leads, you cannot merge leads natively in Pipedrive yet, because that option would be down here in the corner, and we don't have it quite yet. So the other way that you're able to identify and merge duplicates in Pipedrive is by going and hitting the three dots right here, hitting merge duplicates, and Pipedrive will do its best to identify duplicates that they see in the system. You notice that you can merge duplicate people and organizations. You are not able to merge, or Pipedrive isn't able to identify potential duplicates for deals in Pipedrive. And the reason for that is that, it's very possible that a single account or person or organization could be connected to multiple deals. So Pipedrive doesn't even try to go out of its way to, um, you know, identify potential deal duplicates. Also, because depending on the company, some people might not be very imaginative in the deal titles. But that being said, again, Pipedrive only focuses on people and organizations, potential duplicates. And for people, for example, does it have the same name? Do they belong to the same organization? Do they have the same email? And I think maybe phone number as well. But there's kind of a hierarchy to it as well. On the other end, for organization, the only thing that they look at is address. But one thing to keep in mind is that even if the characters are one, character off, right? You might have Matthew E. Salas versus Matt E. Salas. Um, you know, it's not going to recognize it as a duplicate unless the email is also there. If you have iSales Solutions LLC versus iSales Solutions, and there's one that has an address and one doesn't, it might not, recognize it, specifically as a duplicate. So um, Pipedrive's merge duplicate feature, right, this section that we are again right here, again, we just hit the three dots, hit merge duplicates. It's a very narrow kind of view of what the potential duplicates could be, and it could be much more than that in your system. That gets to our challenges. One, right now we can't merge leads in Pipedrive natively. Two, this merge duplicates feature is somewhat narrow in its focus about what it considers a potential duplicate or not. And three, you cannot, as of yet, bulk merge information in Pipedrive. So if you had like a bad import, or you've had a bad automation going on for, a few weeks or a few months, and you didn't notice all the duplicates somehow, you can't bulk merge them, right? Now, there is potential solutions for that. I'll probably have a separate tutorial video for it at that point, but just so you all are aware, there is this app that I just found called Duply. I do have a affiliate link in the description for this app, but this will allow you to bulk merge duplicate Pipedrive contacts in Pipedrive. And as you can see here, you can do it for people, organizations, deals, and leads. I want to bring that to your attention just because it's actually a new tool for me. I had not seen it before until very recently, but it could be something to look at if you have a lot of duplicate records, or if you find that Pipedrive's kind of a duplicate identification is too narrow, because in Duply you are able to base the duplicate identification based off of multiple fields or different fields than what you can in Pipedrive. So that's the end for this tutorial. Hopefully it was helpful for you. If you find this tutorial helpful, please like this video, share it, and comment down below if you have any additional questions that we can help answer for you. Again, I'll probably create a separate video, like a walkthrough of the Duply in the future, but hopefully this is all the information you need to start cleaning up the data in your Pipedrive account. Until the next video.